What is going on YouTube? In today's video, we have 23 sales going out between eBay and Mercari. This is going to be one of the biggest what sold videos on my channel for the Resell My Way to 8K series. If you guys are unfamiliar with what this series is, I started with $50 to try and pay off my $8,000 worth of student loans. This is the current total that we're at so far. So the first few sales are actually from the other day. If you look in the corner where there's that bin right there, it was actually on the desk in the last clip. But nonetheless, we sold these Crocs for $30 plus shipping. We have $5 into them from the Salvation Army. We also sold this Commando sweater, picked it up at the Salvation Army as well. Only paid around $3 or $4 and it sold for $13 plus shipping on top. Moving on, we sold a polo button-up dress shirt. Only paid like maybe $3 for this at the Salvation Army and sold it for $12 plus shipping on top. I did pick this up a while ago, like maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, so I'm definitely happy that this sold. And then the last item that we pulled from the other day is this cassette. So I picked this up for probably 50 cents at an estate sale. It was one of the only items that I picked up from that estate sale. I spent $2 in total there, and I actually sold this for $17 plus shipping. And we have one more little item that I actually picked up at the bins. Probably don't even have a quarter into this, maybe a dime, honestly. That's how much it weighs. It weighs nothing. And this Eagles bracelet sold for $8 plus shipping on top. So let's move on to today's sales. So these are going to be some really nice sales. So I picked up these 2 Pokemon figures at a local store in my town called Steals and Deals. I paid $9 a piece. And I picked up the Mega Charizard X and Mega Charizard Y. So one of these figures is the Y and the X. And these sold for a combined total of $135 plus shipping to the same buyer. So definitely happy with that sale. And then we also but we also sold this Carhartt shorts. Pair of Carhartt shorts for, I can't remember honestly, maybe $25 plus shipping on top. They're in pretty decent condition. Maybe if they were a little better shape, I could have gotten a little bit more, but they did have a little bit of wear to them. And these actually sold for $23 plus shipping on top. I probably have like $4 or $5 into the cargo shorts. If you guys would have remembered a few months ago, I picked up this phone set. It's from the brand called Uniden at the Salvation Army. I think I spent around $9 or $10 on it. And I thought I could have gotten more, like probably around $60, but unfortunately it was missing a couple of the batteries inside and maybe another piece. So I had to disclose that in the listing, but I'm still happy to at least recoup some of my money back for it. And I ended up selling it for $28 plus shipping. If you guys ever pick up stuff like this, make sure you guys look at all the contents inside the package before actually purchasing. So we also sold this Wawa hat, paid around a quarter for it at the Goodwill bins, and it actually sold for $10 plus shipping on top. Man, this is why I love hats. You can spend like literally nothing into them and sell them for decent money. So I just wanted to take a pause and tell you guys why I'm even doing this. I don't make these what sold videos just for your entertainment. It's also so you guys can actually learn something. I make these videos so you guys have an idea of what sells on my eBay store, and maybe you guys can learn something from there. Because I remember when I first started on eBay, I had no clue about what sells on there and what doesn't. It took a lot of trial and error, looking up a lot of items in thrift stores. But if you guys can watch other resellers on YouTube, you guys can definitely learn a lot, because every single person has their own niche and they have their own items that they're interested in that they know about that could be worth a lot of money on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, etc. Next up, we have a video game going out. Nothing crazy. It's not the most expensive game. Probably have like, I don't really even know how much I have into this. Just know it's probably not much. But this sold for $5 plus shipping on top. Even though it's not a lot of money, all of these little sales do add up. You go back at the end of the day and you're like, oh wow, I did make a decent amount of money, because everything, you know, like I said, adds up. Next up is a sale that I'm actually really happy with. I did not expect this to sell as fast as it did, but I picked up this Yves Saint Laurent dress shirt the other day at the thrift store in my town. It's literally like a few minutes away from my house, and it sold for $25 plus shipping on top. So I picked it up for around $3 or $4, and it sold super fast within a week of listing for $25. So can't beat that ROI and can't beat that return on investment time. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but it sold really fast, so I'm really happy with that. After this, we sold a pair of Vapor Maxes. So I picked these up at the Goodwill bins for around $10. They weren't in the best condition. They do have a little bit of yellowing, but I disclosed that in the listing. And I was still able to get $50 plus shipping on top. So if you guys would have remembered, I picked up this iPad at the Goodwill bins probably for around $1. I tested it. It has a password on it. I can't break through it. I've tried a bunch of the different passwords, and I still was able to get $30 plus shipping for it, just selling it for parts only. So after this, we sold a pair of Michael Kors sunglasses. These actually sold for $35 plus shipping on top. I think I spent $2 for these at the Salvation Army. It wasn't even that long ago either. I probably picked them up like a month ago. So if you guys ever find Michael Sun's glasses, if you guys ever find Michael Kors sunglasses, I would definitely pick them up. All right, so then we also sold something else in this bin. So let me go ahead and pull it out for you guys. So I sold this. Oh, it's actually not in this bin. All right, so let me take a look at the other bin that I have here. Here we go. So I found it. So this is actually not a part of the Resell of My Way to 8K series, but I just had to show you guys this because it is just too cool. It is a vintage Coca-Cola trucker jacket. Paid $5 for this at a garage sale, and I ended up selling it for $65. So now that I showed you guys that little sale because it was too cool not to show you, I also sold a pair of Adidas for the Resell My Way to 8K series. If you guys remembered, I picked these up at the Packs and Outlets for $20 a piece, been selling them off for a decent amount of money, and these sold for $55 plus shipping. So after this, we sold something that we just recently listed. We picked this up at the thrift store the other day for $4, and it actually sold for $22 or $23 plus shipping. Let me take a look. It sold for $23 plus shipping. So this is like a new audio dock. I'm not really sure what it is, but hey, anything brand new sealed in packages, I would definitely look it up on eBay and see if it's actually worth anything. So this is also another really nice sale that I wanted to share with you guys. So I picked up these DVDs. This is a nice little DVD set. Have a quarter into each one, so $1.50 altogether. This sold for a combined total, not a combined total, because I actually sold this as one big bundle, and these sold for $50 plus shipping on top. So these are all brand new sealed. They're lessons 1 through 12. If you guys ever find complete series of anything, movies, TV shows, advanced tap dancing lessons, definitely pick it up. And we also sold this Harley Davidson hat. As you guys can see, I'm wearing a watch, so it's actually a new day. But I sold this Harley Davidson hat. It's actually unbranded, but it's still sold for $15 plus shipping on top. And if you ever find the brand called Psycho Bunny, I would always pick this up. I paid only $1 for this t-shirt, and it sold for $23 plus shipping on top. So I picked up this Squishmallow called Winston the Owl. I picked him up for only $7 at a local thrift store. And you guys will not believe how much he sold for. Not this Pokemon, but this guy right here. This big Winston Squishmallow. So I sold this big Winston Squishmallow for $75 plus shipping on top on eBay. Be on the lookout for some of these rare Squishmallows because some of them can be worth a lot of money. Also, if you guys ever find the big Squishmallows, because this is huge. I think it's like 16 inches. Always pick them up. As long as you can get them cheap enough, you'll always be able to turn a profit. I am also really, really happy with this sale. So I picked up this Lego Brickheads at the Goodwill bins. Probably have around like under $1 into it, and it sold for $40 plus shipping on top on eBay. So hopefully you guys learned a couple of new items today that you didn't know about previously that sells on eBay for a decent amount of money.